Alright, we're gonna continue on where we left off last time. Our people are gonna starve. Let's see, we had a building destroyed by these ruffians. Let's rebuild that. Good luck with that. We might be able to buy some stuff. Let's try and sell that. We've got some chickens. We've got some flour. A little bit more flour. We gotta bake it though, right? Oof. Scary. This is what we've got to get going right here. Haha! Got this. Let's plant some trees. Don't understand how this works. Like, why am I able to build outside the block? I don't know. Like I can build up here. I mean, what happens if I do? Let's just plant these. Nope, nope. I like it to, I mean, that would be valid, but I want it to be, you know, nice lovely rows. That's not gonna work. That's about right, right? We've got a little bit of fish and meat.
Need anything?
Part of the problem we're going to suffer from is people are going to, as soon as food is available, they're going to run to go grab their one food or their two food in order to prevent themselves from starving, which will delay them being able to get the supplies that they need, right? Doing their job is what's going to save the town. But they're going to like, oh, greens! And they're going to run back to go grab a thing of greens. And they're going to stop doing their job. And when they do that, it exacerbates the problem. That will be helpful, but I don't know that we need wheat right now. Where is our... There it is. I mean, we do. We had 1,900, we have 500 left. So yeah, we actually do. Gardening. He's there for the chickens. He's produced 17 eggs. They'll continually produce eggs for the rest of eternity, which is good. Unfilled. Let's grab you. Okay, we're good on people. We're good. Let's hire our soldier back. Well, let's leave it like that. We've got a positive amount of gold coming in, barely. I have a feeling that they have perhaps lowered the amount of wood you get per tree, and they expect you to get wood lore to make up the difference. And this didn't exist like 2 months ago. this entire thing didn't exist. And so I'm not used to how it works. And I have a feeling that... I have a feeling that that we are suffering because they have lowered the amount of wood you get per tree, expecting you to get that technology. And I never got the technology because I'm used to how much wood they get per tree. Does that make sense? Look at that tree there. Can't ever be cut down. It is within a park. Got those 3 trees there. Let's grab these as well. And it might save us. People are getting food. Nice. Well, I mean, we may as well just try and survive any way we can, right? I'm gonna put it over here because I don't want him scaring away the deer that he hunts. I don't know if he does, but I don't want him to, just in case he does. What's that for a reason? Let's put that. It's ready for assignment. This here is a bust. Nope. We need food as fast as we can. Okay. Wait. We don't want... Okay, yeah. We want them staggered in when they're planting clover. I think that was one of the big mistakes we made earlier is, well, I mean, this doesn't produce food anyway, it just produces clover. We might make it! Thank you, bread makers. That was irresponsibly dangerous of me to accept 12 new people into town when we already had food problems. But I'm not going to turn people away, you know? We need help. They're like, we're coming to you because we need help. And I'm like, okay, well, we also need help. And this might not be wise. But we did it anyway. And I think we'll get through it. Cross your fingers. It's not winter yet. Winter's going to be troublesome. At least right now people are working. And will continue to do so for at least several months. Relaxing? No, you're not. Foraging nuts, very good. Very, very good. We like you foraging nuts. What else do we have? We have other people that can forage, right? Is there enough? Nothing yet. I mean, 2 greens. May as well. I mean, she's kind of done with what she's doing, so. Fish is good. Fish is good. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't understand that. I don't know. Oh well. I don't like that little bit of black space there. Aggravating. Should get one of those magic 8 balls. Will we survive? Ask again. I think we can spare 2 more people planting fruit trees. They take years to grow. I mean, you're not gonna get fruit trees out of these things for a while. And we're gonna cut everything down, including berry bushes or whatever. Although, like I said, they won't get berry bushes. Okay. So they'll never harvest that hawthorn. But watch, as they fail to harvest it forever and forever. Seeking food.
You need anything?
There is no food. See, this is exactly what I said. So she's going to go look for food rather than do her job, which is producing food. Right? But in her case, it's a long, long game of food production, so not having any for a while, not having her work for a while is not going to cause consternation. I wonder if she can eat straight up eggs.
Aye?
Let's watch what she does. Alright. 55 years old. I guess they just get too much sun, that's why everybody looks older than my grandmother. Huh. I hope she lives there. Yeah.
What needs doing?
That was her house. Okay. I mean, you're welcome to grab food from your own house. Fractured bone.
Work to be done?
Minor, yeah. A candle. You went to go get a candle. You're like, oh yay, a candle. I should stop manufacturing candles. Because people go get them one at a time. That person
Work to be done?
They probably just got into the new hunter's hut. There you go. Shelter stocking. Got raw meat. Unfortunate. Do not want people eating raw meat. They can get sick. We have a sick person in here. What are they sick of? They are sick of fractured bone. That's the person who was working in the clay mine. Counts as a mine, even though that's more of a... I don't know, I wouldn't call it a quarry either. What would you call a clay pit? Working a clay pit. Ha ha ha. Food. Berries have arrived. Are you able to collect anything? I don't want... Yeah, let's send you out here. I don't want her going out too far into the black area because I don't know what's out there. But we are desperate for food. Month, and people better have their food for winter because they ain't getting none left. What do you think? Think we'll survive? Do they live in the healer's hut? It says the healer's hut has no food. Does she live in the healer hut? Shelter stocking. Aggravating how they work. Like, wait. too. Yeah. We're at the point now where people are going to be growing up every year. Is she carrying that in her pocket? She doesn't have a basket. Oh, she wants food. Dumb. She just walked as far as she could in order to pick up 16 food. Wait! Seriously, you have food in hand. She scared herself. Okay, so where did the fruit trees come from? Like, the fact that that's an arborist building, and I'm planting apple orchards. And you can't just plant apples, by the way, they have to be grafted. Unless you're making, like, cider apples. Because then you can just plant the apple tree and crush them into cider, right? And then the quality of the apple is different from eating apples, right? An eating apple, an apple that you want to chomp on, takes like 10 years of different grafting techniques in order to get it right.
Hello there.
The problem is that the people who should be working to gather food are doing this sort of crap. I'm not going to increase laborers. Huh. Greens. Okay, so the wheat has come in. They are grinding it. They are baking it. Yeah, see, their two grinders produce about the same rate as two bakers bake. Well, there's winter. Only food production for a while is the hunters and the baker. See if it's enough to keep our people alive. Contemplating, no you're not. I don't even know what's over there. For all I know, there's bears over there. I've never seen a bear camp. I don't know that they exist. Bears just wander around. I've never seen a bear den. I've seen wolf dens and boar dens. Boar dens are new. They've only been in the game for a couple of months. They do predate the full release of the game.
Yes.
Okay, so she grabbed some food. Tree maturity, production capacity. So you can tell right now they're too young to grow anything. It's going to take years. I've never lost people by starvation before, so this will be a first. And I think it's the fact that I didn't have enough wood for the production I was doing. I mean, I started building walls here, not realizing that I'm not going to be able to. And then that caused problems of delayed buildings that I needed constructed. Housing upgrades and things like that to get population in that I needed to run the farms, keeping people alive. And then we had a struggle of buildings that I produced, buildings that I crafted that couldn't produce anything. What we're gonna do this winter, we're gonna take these 2 gentlemen and 1 lady, and we're gonna send them over here to destroy that wolf den. I know it's winter. Go out in it. You're the guard. I do like the fact that they have deep mines now. This is what it used to be like. And by like year 50, so there's a deep mine now. By like year 50, you'd run out of everything on your map. You'd have nothing left. These guys might keep us alive. This one gentleman. Birth rate 2 per year. Oh, we need animal feed. How much have we got? I see none. That's a homestead. That's a Fletcher building. Basket shop. They have 74. But the only 74 in the game. Doesn't show up in storage because it's in the work hut. Well, I think everybody has clothing. Work, damn you! Gonna need another windmill. I don't think we have the wheat capacity for another windmill. Field to be fertilized with compost. There's our composter.
Aye.
Smith. Might need another one soon. Got some berries left. Fish disappeared. Somebody grabbed raw fish to eat. Slightly better than eating raw meat. I think the game takes it as the same. Where is a place we would want a work camp to be set? Is there any place that has rocks and... let's put this over by the farms. Farmers have something. I've literally never done this before. 20 meat. Golly. Do my people survive? What is this? This is the winter to find out if we survive, because the beans are coming in shortly after maybe June, May. Only thing keeping us alive right now. The hunters and the fishermen. Nope, the hunters, fishermen, and the baker. Seeking shelter, they're not working.
Hmm?
They're waiting out the worst of the winter. Question is whether people have food themselves. Yeah, I mean, she's eating raw. Some mushrooms.
Yes? Yes.
Not ideal.
Aye.
What's really stupid is this. That guy only has
Hello?
2 pieces of bread. The problem is these guys are waiting to craft all the meat, and they refuse to hand it over. Like, bros. Okay.
Need anything?
Dunwield, please save my village, Dunwield. But it's the work camp. Oh no, let's assign 2 people. Well, you got peaches. Over here. year 15. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. We're in year 15. People survived the winter. Da, 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 da. Let's put her back. I think that's going to be the worst winter of our entire game. Yeah, go grab them. You know you want it. You like it, it likes you. That's pretty good. I think that's better. People can start fishing. Maybe we will survive the worst catastrophe we have created for ourselves. Let's build this, shall we? No. Oh, people can't come from that direction anymore. So they just don't want it. Taxes 747 gold ingots. Doesn't feel like it. We're only getting 3 per turn per month. What is the compost yard? Healer's hut. Oh, we gotta bring our soldiers back. We've had them out too long. They will starve to death if we have them out too long.
Your
I
orders.
forgot. Carrying food.
At the ready.
Okay, let's send them off to complete their tasks. They're so close. Let's go. But boy, you better have something awesome. Horses. We'll sell soap. Do we have anything we want to buy from predators or attacking? Yes. Nobody get rabies. Nobody get rabies. No rabies. No rabies. Rabies is nearly 100% deadly. Okay. Is he selling any food? No, he's not selling any food. Can't buy Hair of Saint Hadia, flex crops. We're going to need... That's good. We need another crop field. How many people do we have now? 6. Jeez. He got an axe.
Your command.
Oh, he's probably got a. Oh, he's got a. Oh, it's a crossbow. Okay. Fair enough. Laughing at least. He's got typhoid, but he's laughing. Not the laughing kid. Out of wood. Well, I'll tell you what, Sylvan culture, pretty vital, turns out. Things you learn. I didn't know what I didn't know. We saw the hunter hunting. Ooh, you missed. Dink. Dude, that was a long shot. Buddy. You look awesome. You're like really awesome. Does that little piano bit that we just listened to, does that remind anybody else of Oblivion? Sure reminds me of Oblivion. You're traveling, aren't you? What do you want? Oh, you're gonna buy all our clay. 2,500. You can't buy that much clay. Do you have any? You gotta go. Buy another cow! Can I buy one more? Come on, buy one. Yeah, we got our 3 cows! Here we go! Oh, you know what we never did? We never built a fence around our cow pasture. To work, woodcutters. The world waits for no one. 3 livestock animals. Not those 3. Those 3. We're gonna need. They can use wheat. Small little farm. Used to have a farm there, I think. I mean, yeah. It's right here. Actually, I'll probably want to extend the chickens out that way eventually. Oh, gosh. I suck at choosing a spot. For 4. Then 9 by 9 is 4. Still. Roads and fencing. Roads and fencing. I'm so glad they make that yellow thing there. They didn't used to. And man, it was so hard to know exactly where to put your stuff down. So we're gonna need... Yep, we're working on it. We're working on cutting down trees. Cut them down. We can deselect. Yep. What was that warning I saw just a moment ago that I didn't pay attention to because I was deselecting stuff? I have no idea. Well, our people are no longer starving. They have 2 months of food! Look at that! Alright, it's the beans. The beans came in. The beans came in. If we're growing beans like that, we don't need to leave the ground fallow. No more raw meat. Eat beans. To finish that off, yay. Look at those palisades. Cool, huh? There's a place near New York called the Palisades. It's leftover lava from the rift that formed when Pangaea broke up, and Laurentia, which later became North American continent, but the Laurentia broke off from Europe and went west. And it's this huge lava flow. It is this massive lava flow. And the lava flows were so huge that when it cooled, it formed these gigantic basalt columns, these lava columns, basically. And they're fantastic. I've always wanted to see them. I've gone to New York twice to visit my brother. Both times I never got to see the Palisades. That's like the one thing I want to see more than anything is the Palisades. And the one thing I can't see is the Palisades. We had other things going on, right? We went up there because it was our birthday, because, we're twins. Share our birthday. One year we went up to go see the eclipse, and the eclipse went right over his parents' his in-laws' house. Like right over their house was the largest umbra of the eclipse, and so it was perfect. They just had to go out in their backyard, and the kids got to see Grandma and Grandpa, and got to witness, this amazing celestial event right in the backyard of their grandparents' house. They're, like 4 years old. Like, what are they gonna remember, right? Hopefully a lot. We can hope. Let's cut those trees down. We don't need to cut that tree down. That's too small to worry about. I'll cut them down, only because I don't want trees growing back here. I wouldn't mind bushes, but I don't want trees in my cow pasture. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, right? We can let our work camp get those. I want to upgrade our work camp, but we can't not for a very long time. I'm not even making bricks. 200. 52. Yes, gracious sakes alive, we have done a number on ourselves. But we survived the worst winter ever. Yep, waiting on the flax. That's why we need this. Without you, we wouldn't have clothing. I don't know. I remember some pretty important events when I was 4. I remember the Snoopy birthday is the only way I can. We had a Snoopy cake. And I've never forgotten that Snoopy cake. And my mom insists that was when I was 3, and there was no way I remember it. But I insist I was 4, which is why I remember it. But whose memory is more accurate? Mine or my mother's? And so she insists that I remember it through stories, that I don't remember it through actually remembering it. But I remember it because somebody mentioned it to me, and I remember it through their memories. But I have a very clear memory of that Snoopy cake. I mean, there's no way I'm remembering that image of the Snoopy cake and me and my twin brother there, and the whole memory is there was a park, and you know how they have the in parks, some of them, of course, you'll have those building structures. They're open, they've got a roof, they've got picnic tables, people can sit at them in the park and have a meal. And that's where the Snoopy cake was placed. And somebody cut the cake, and we had pieces of Snoopy cake, and that's the length of my memory. Like, it's probably 2 minutes of information that has been stored in my memory for all of these years. And my mother insists there's no way I remember it because I was too young. And I remember that very clearly. I also remember Charlie Dog. I remember when my older brother unwrapped his gift and pulled out Charlie Dog from the box. Charlie Dog was the dog stuffed toy that my older brother had. For 15 years he had Charlie Dog. I don't know what happened to Charlie Dog. He probably one day just, outgrew it and tossed it. Or my mom was like, I ain't washing that thing the 50th time, and so she tossed it. Whatever the case may be, Charlie Dog is almost certainly gone. But my brother must have had it for 15 years. And I would always tell my mom, I remember when he got Charlie Dog, and she always would say, that is impossible. You were not even 2. So it was my second Christmas, which means my first Christmas was before I was 1 year old. My second Christmas was before I was even 2. And so she insists that there's no way I remember Charlie Dog, because I must have been a little over a year and a half old. So she's like, nope, you don't remember Charlie Dog. And I definitely remember him pulling Charlie Dog out of the box. I insist I was 2.5. My mother insists I was 1.5. 2.5, maybe you have memories then. If that's true, that's my earliest memory. My earliest memory is my older brother opening Charlie Dog. The other possible candidate for the earliest memory I have is when I was sleeping on the chair outside the greenhouse. And that greenhouse is now orange. I went and visited it earlier this year. It's not 2026 yet. Earlier this year, when I was in California working on the wildfires, I was there for a few months before I came home, medical reasons. But when I was there, I went to visit the greenhouse, and it's now orange. The greenhouse is where my mother lived before I was born. So that's my grandparents' house. And the greenhouse is obviously still there. They're not going to tear down a perfectly functional house. must be 100 years. No, it's not 100 years old. It was probably built in the 60s. God, 60s was 80 years ago. 60 years ago. 60 years ago. Is that house 60 years old? I don't know. Like, I don't know. 18 people are working. We can hire another driver. We bought 3 cows. We bought 3 cows. The reason why we want 3 is because 3 cows about 1 a year. One of our cows gave birth the first year we bought it. We bought it like it wasn't even in the pasture. So when it said 3 animals were born, it was the 2 chickens and the 1 cow. The cow was pregnant when it was sold to us. What a businessman. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw in this cow. It's pregnant right now, but you know what? You're nice people. So yeah, so I was sitting on the chair in the front yard, and that memory is definite. That's when my grandparents were moving. So I was lying curled up on the chair. So I was so small I could curl up on a chair. And that's when my grandparents were moving. I was 4. And my mother insists that must be my first memory, because she says there's no way I remember Charlie Dog. I was 1.5 years. And there's no way I remember Snoopy Cake because I was 2, although I insist I was 3, which would make Snoopy Cake 3. Charlie Dog, I insist, was probably 2.5. I would even insist I was probably 3.5 when my brother got Charlie Dog, and my mom's just not remembering. Could she be 2 years off? Did my brother get Charlie Dog when he was 3? I don't think he got Charlie Dog when he was 3. I think he, why would you give a 3-year-old? Well, yeah, they might be able to stuffed animal for a 3-year-old. Yeah, I can see it. I don't know. He's 2 years older than me. Charlie Dog could be my earliest memory. My other earliest one, possibly the Snoopy Cake. I remember the house at the end of the road. Oh, that was the same. We lived in that house for a few years. That was after my mom got a divorce. That was the house where I met my dad for the one and only time I ever met him. He came to visit. He was there for, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours, maybe. I was behind a fence, and then I crawled through the slats in the fence, and I ran up to meet him, and I still remember him standing next to his car. The only time I ever saw my dad. He was divorced by then. He had already divorced my mom. I was 3, probably 4, maybe 5, possibly. We lived in that house for a few years. So that was at that house that he came to visit. And then he left. He never came back. And he died a few years back. And I was talking to one of my half-brothers after he died, and he said that he was looking for us the whole time. He says it broke his heart that you guys didn't want contact. And I'm like, what do you mean we wanted contact? He was the one that didn't want contact. And they're like, no, we were told that you didn't want contact. And we were just floored. Our mother lied the hell out of that. The whole problem was our mother didn't want to lose us to our father. When she was young, before she was born, my grandfather, when he was 16 years old, got into an argument with his mother and left the house to live with his father. And he lived with his father all through college. So the rest of his, I think it was like 15. So he lived there for the rest of his high school days, and then all of his college days he lived with his father. He didn't live with his mother ever again, ever. And he would visit his mother after that, but he never lived with her again. He lived with his father for a few years, and then after that he left his father's house, started his own family, visited his parents until they passed away. My mother didn't want that, so she lied. She told us that our father didn't want contact, and she told our father that we didn't want contact. And we wanted contact with our father, but we were told we didn't. That he didn't want to talk to us. And we were trying to respect his boundaries, right? We were trying to respect his boundaries. I called him a couple of times, talked to him on the phone maybe 3 times in my life. I was like 7 years old, 9 years old, 11 years old, you know. So, you know, how much is an 11-year-old? Look at the chicken walking out of the... And it's walking back in the thing. Goes through the side of the fence and walks back in. Those chickens. Predators are attacking. Uh-oh. Get out.
Done.
Get out.
Okay then.
Get out.
Will do.
I don't know if you're gonna survive this. But you're not
Okay
gonna survive
then.
fighting it.
As you say.
It was just like it was scurvy.
Okay then.
Okay.
As you say.
Yeah, that bear would kill you. He's running back. It wants to grab the food out of the fang. Nope. A lot of times what they do is they steal all the food in it. And then they walk off. I guess he was already done. He's tired. Bears are so awful. By the way, bear doesn't mean bear. Bear means brown. It's brown thing. Because they were afraid that if you said the word of the animal, that it would show up and eat you. And so they were very superstitious about saying the word of the bear, of the name of the animal. And so it's kind of like Voldemort. Don't say the name Voldemort because he'll show up, kind of a thing. So the word bear means brown. The actual word for a bear is Ursus. And that's where we get Ursa Major, the great bear. Ursus. And some Scandinavian countries still use Ursa or Ursus for the root meaning of the word bear. But we in English do not. We use brown for a bear. And that's because they were superstitious. And we forgot. Over the centuries, we forgot that bear isn't the word of the animal, name of the animal. The name of the animal is Ursus. So now it's bear. Oh, we got fruit. Thank you, fruit growers. 4% production capacity. I don't think you're gonna get much fruit from a 2-year-old tree. Whatever. I think 5 years old is probably the soonest you're getting it. But this is a game that's accelerated, right? I mean, it doesn't take a month for you to walk from here to here, but it does in the game. Takes at least a week. 2 weeks or something. Anyway, so yeah, we had thought growing up that our father didn't want contact because he owed money to my mother, and that he went silent because he didn't want to pay back money that he owed us for child support and whatnot after he was in the military. After he left the military, that we were told after he left the military that he didn't want to he was looking for work and he didn't want to pay, and then he was behind, and so that's why he kind of went into hiding. Well, that wasn't the case at all. The long and the short of it was that my mother told him that we didn't want contact because we had our stepfather, and we didn't want, you know, to be this stranger showing up at our house. Well, that's not at all the case. She lied. I want to connect those eventually. Send those guys off to work.
Work to be done? Need something?
Yeah, so they do the
Need
upkeep
something?
for the buildings. So the buildings maintenance
What needs
is
doing?
all done by the builders. So what the crap are these people for?
What is it?
Harvesting berries. Harvesting berries. Why are laborers harvesting berries? I'm gonna watch a minute. Like, there's berries right there. Are you going to harvest those berries? What berries do you mean? So yeah, we didn't have contact with our father because we thought he was in hiding, and our father paid child support for years, and there was an argument, disagreement, or something with my mother, and he actually did stop paying, and he was not legally allowed to stop paying, but my mother apparently, and this is information I'm getting from my half-brothers, my mother essentially didn't pursue any legal action because we had our stepfather and he was providing for us. And so she was not interested in getting stuff from my father anymore. She was just like, you know, thank you very much, but, you know, we don't need your help anymore, kind of a thing. And so I don't know exactly how it went down. I don't know why he believed that 11 and 12-year-old children didn't want contact anymore. You know, what was she saying to him to convince him to not have contact with 11 and 12-year-olds? Is that why they never pick this? I mean, because it's on the list to be deleted, but instead of being deleted, he
What
just
is
came
it?
over there and grabbed the berries off it. And then he's stockpiling the berries, and he's not going to go back to cut it down. Can you use laborers to pick berries instead of using
What is it?
gatherers? That's unique. Okay. There's a lot of fruit there. Whatever the case may be, I don't know what she did to convince my dad that 11 and 12-year-old kids didn't want to talk to him anymore. But I do know what she said to us. And what she said to us was that he was in hiding because he hadn't paid child support. And that wasn't true. My mom kind of let him out of the obligation because we had a stepfather taking care of us. And so she had talked to him and was like, we don't need you anymore, kind of a thing. And this is information we got from our half-brothers. And that's why he was like, okay, well, I guess so. If that's what you want. And he was even told that our stepfather had adopted us. And that wasn't true, ever. So I can use laborers. Heck, you know, harvest those. There you go.
Hello there.
I'm just watching what he does with the berries. Like, where do you put them? You're not a harvester. Is he gonna put them into food? Yeah, he is. Okay. Food, so 7 food is gonna add to 20 of it. You can actually use laborers to pick berries. So weird. Like, hell of I wish I'd known that. Here, go pick these. And go pick those. I'd love for you to pick berries when you're off duty doing other jobs. Yeah, pick berries. Pick berries. Critically low on firewood. I'm gonna need to build another fire splitter. Firewood splitter. Yeah, like seriously, like if you were married, don't put bullshit like that on your kids. When they figure it out, they're gonna really be pissed. And of course it's gonna come out one day. I mean, you don't control the lives of your kids forever. Eventually they're gonna talk to other members of the family and learn truths that you've been hiding from them. It's just rotten. It's just rotten. Don't do crap like that. I missed the opportunity to know my dad other than a single memory I have of him standing next to his car when I was 3 or 4 or 5 or something. Around that age. Look at all that stone. Chopping down trees, chopping down trees, chopping down trees. Anyway, it's been about an hour. We survived the winter. Almost time to build another barn. I'll wait until the all that stuff. Learned a lot about me today. Not always the best. I was today old when I found out you can feed grain to the chickens. We had chickens at the game when I first started. We only had cows. We didn't even have cows when I first started. Cows are added. 2 years. Cows were the first. I don't know when cows came out. I was like, oh, cool. Then it was cows and cows and cows and cows and cows and cows and cows for the longest time. And then one day he turned on the game and it was like, we added chickens and goats and horses. And I was like, whoa! More animals. Neat. Get more Sylvan culture next. Unused knowledge. Not a whole lot to do but sit here and wait. I think we can do that next time we play, right? Might as well just wait it out. Don't know that it matters. And watch the snow drip down. I'd rather pile it into this playthrough than the next one. The snow effect is really cool, isn't it? Couldn't have done that 15 years ago. Or blown out your graphics card. New villagers born. That's the only way we're getting villagers, because we have too little food. People won't move in when there's not enough food. Except for the 12 that showed up one day. Golly, that really blew us away. I should say they're unlikely to move in when you have too little food. Apparently, they will move in. I like this guy preaching right here. Look at this. Preaching right there.
Hello.
They used to preach out there until they died of exposure. It was really, really hilarious. It was awful. People standing. Oh, what did I hit? Oh, I hit the thing that teleports you back to the building. Mudsford. Can't change the name now. The lights on. Like, is that where they have their hoedowns or something? We'll go in there and hoe down. I mean, there's a window, but I can't see in. What's the window made of? Is that wood slats or iron slats? Where did they get the iron? Because you build this before you have the ability to build this. And that's how we bought our first little bit of iron. We certainly can't dig it up from the ground yet. We don't have the technology. I mean, we could get the technology, but I don't think you can make an iron mine until you have, until you have the wagon shop. And the wagon shop requires a level tier. Oh, well, this is level 3. Maybe you can. Maybe there's tier 2. Oh, next tier is tier 3. We're on tier 2. Yeah, so I'm exactly correct. You can't build this until you have the wagon shop, and you can't build the wagon shop until you have the tier 2. And this being tier 2 means you can't get iron, and so that ain't iron. I mean, it could be a wooden pole. It'll look better and better as time goes on. I like this pathway. It's kind of windy. Kind of like that street in San Francisco, which I've gone down once. Can't remember the name of it. Shows up in movies a lot, even though you can't drive it. You're not allowed to drive on it. You've never been able to drive on it, but it shows up in movies because it's like, it's the twistiest road in San Francisco. Yes, but that's because it's made for pedestrians. You're not supposed to drive down it. Go ahead and try. They won't let you. Blocked off. No car traffic. Charlie's brother. Making pottery. Be nice and warm, you know. Making pottery there. Be nice and warm. Kiln made out of stone. I'm yawning. I slept so much today. It was ridiculous. I went to bed last night at midnight. Woke up at 8 in the morning. 8 in the morning. I'm used to waking up at 6. This is 8 in the morning business. Woke woke up at 8 in the morning. Fed my fish. Got something to eat. Came downstairs. And went back to sleep. Went back to sleep. I woke up at like 10:30. 11 o'clock or something like that. I was like, oh wow, I really slept. Now I'm tired again, and it's not even midnight. Goodness gracious sakes, wow. Apparently all I do on vacation is sleep. I get close to the end of the month. I mean, I'm guessing they make these with no nails. It takes some skill. You can do it, you know, with slots in the wood, and just joints and slots. Alright, and that thing is made out of stone. I've seen there's a town. It's in Arizona. I've been to it once, and the only real main building in town is this. There's a guy that goes around southwestern United States. He runs a YouTube channel. Goes around the southern United States and looks at various buildings. And last week he showed the town, and I was like, I've been there. I have pictures from there. You've got the 2 jail things that, you know, they're open to the public. You can stick yourself inside. You can see where the iron is. That's where that 20 iron you have to get comes from. Put that in there too. The iron doors. 350 gold. There's the rest of the. There's 500 gold here. I'll tell you, it's in here. What else could it be? Here? Store stuff here? Oh, I know where it is. It's right here. No. Let's go send it off to die. Where's there it is. Oh, year 16. Good place to stop. We will go ahead and pause it here. We survived like 2 years. Despite the fact that we shouldn't have. I mean, we were down to no food. Another house over here. We can build two more. We can build over here. Start making our crop field. Nice. Okay, I think it's a good place to stop. We will save our game of Mudsford. This is Mudsford number 3. And we'll come back next time. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.